Okay, good morning. So we're up to Siman Reish Pei Ches Seif Hey. We're halfway through the halachas of a chaloim and a tanis on Shabbos. Can you fast on Shabbos? And if you have a bad dream, can you do a tanis chalom on Shabbos? And we said that previously that mutar lisanus bo tanis chalom, that a person is allowed to fast if he had a bad dream, kadesh yikar b'gazar dinay, that will somehow avert and be koreh the gazar din. Now, more details to follow. Sif A. Yesh Omrim, she'ein lishanos tanis chaloim b'Shabbos, ela al chaloim she'rohu tlas zimni. The only time you can actually fast on Shabbos because you had a bad dream is if you see the dream 3 times. For Yesh Omrim she'bizman hazeh, ein lishanos tanis chaloim b'Shabbos. Nowadays, you shouldn't do a tanis chaloim on Shabbos. She'ein onu b'kiyim b'pisrin chalomos, leida eza tov ve'eza ra. We don't know the interpretations of dreams, and therefore when you have a dream and you think it's bad, actually maybe it's good, and therefore since we don't know the interpretations, it might not be a tanis chaloim, and therefore don't worry too much about it. They found in earlier books that there are 3 types of dreams on which you fast on Shabbos. If a person dreams and he sees a Sefer Torah burning, or the walls of his house or his teeth fall out. Or others say it's not lav dafka b'shas ne'ilah, it's just you sort of picture Yom Kippur. Others say that also a bad dream could also be if you see that is leaning, who is reading Torah. A person dreams that he's getting married. And that which we said, that his teeth fall out, dafka shinov, is dafka his teeth fall out. But his sort of jawbone that sort of becomes detached and drops. Chaloim toivu, that's actually a good dream. Why? Demesu hayoetzim olav ra. Those people who are sort of incriminating you, they've stopped. It's because their jaws have dropped. They've stopped talking. All those dreams that in the Mishnah, in the Gemara there in Brachas, in Perek HaRoya, which counted as bad dreams, gam aleim misanim b'Shabbos, you can fast on those as well. Okay, it says the Mishnah Berurah, sha'ashleisha chalomis misanin, siv cotton tesvav, v'af be'elu hashleisha, and even on these dreams, ein nisanas b'Shabbos enim kein hatanis einiglei. Again, you can only fast. The whole svara is that the tanis, you fasting on Shabbos, is an onik for you. It makes you feel relaxed and calm, and you're actually happy with it. That you're very distressed. And then by fasting, that will calm you down. If a guy is not particularly bothered about bad dreams, so then he doesn't have to worry about it. Or if he finds fasting very difficult, he's more distressed about not eating than the interpretation of the dream. Also, this anas b'Shabbos. In that situation, he shouldn't fast on Shabbos. In the name of the shlo, he writes, Sha'af be'elu hashleisha yirogil al haroiv lifsek shleilis anas b'Shabbos. That even on these 3, you dream about these 3 things mentioned in the Mechaber, you don't fast on Shabbos. That you fast 2 weekdays rather than doing it on Shabbos. That's what they say b'shem the shlo. Now, interestingly, in the Shat Tzion there in Tesvav, which is at the bottom of the page, Shat Tzion he says nira shetaimoi hayadeshema in nafshe agumolov, because maybe the point is that it's better not to fast on Shabbos because that's not so straightforward, because your Onik Shabbos dictates that you should eat, and the concern is maybe you're not really so distressed about it. But you're right, if he is really distressed, then he'll be allowed to. Now, if you look at 27, which is the footnote on this Shat Tzion, he brings the Chazon Ish that we mentioned yesterday. Nowadays, on Shabbos, you don't fast any tanis chaloim. Mishum shegam mishemganis atanis chaloim hamevuaris b'shulchan aruch lo yitzorach lisanis afilu b'mosachol lule shezeh din hakos b'shulchan aruch. the only reason why you have to fast is because it's brought really in the Shulchan Aruch. So the Chazon Ish, that we saw yesterday, wasn't particularly concerned about it. There are other heterim that if you thought about something during the day, then that would also be grounds not to. So it depends very much. The maskana seems to be, it depends very much on your how badly you've taken it. If you really are very troubled by the whole thing, then even that would be okay. But otherwise, sometimes that you're more troubled by not eating, or you're not so distressed about it, then perhaps better not to, or to fast to make up for it during the week. Okay, Sefer Torah. So we said that if you see Rahman is on a Sefer Torah burning, that's what you dream. Says Mishmur Tez Zayin, V'uadin tefillin sheish v'parsha shebetorah. Or you see a tefillin burning. Aval neviim ksuvim mashma delay. Dafka Torah, not neviim ksuvim. Masha kosav shen nisraf lafukim roeh shen nofel miyodeh. Not that if you dream that the Sefer Torah dropped, that's not enough of a bad dream. It's got to be burning. Keras base, so the walls of your house. Of Medrash Rabbi Issa she pisra leisha she telezocha v'chein havas. They interpret it to mean that a wife giving birth to a male child, and that's the interpretation. Yudches, Oishinov, or person dreams that his teeth fall out. But if you had a toothache the whole day, then you didn't have to fast because clearly that is the trigger for your dream. And we then said that all the dreams, where is this going on Yud Tes? Not only the above dreams, but also those dreams that are mentioned in Perek Haraya and in Brachas there. Or Pashat says Mishmur Yotes, the Gam Bezeh Dafkim Nafsha Aguma Olav Chudel. Again, only if you're very distressed and fasting on Shabbos is going to calm you. Shehem Roim Velo Yisane Al Chaloimus Shehem Hefsid Mammon. If you just dream that you've lost money, then you don't. That's not good enough reason to fast on Shabbos. And a dafka al dvarim shemechalel en Shabbos, only on things where it would involve chil Shabbos. Gam aleihem b'tzorich ha'odem ledaktik sheharbe dvarim halchim acha Hashem beloshen. Many things go after the sort of word association. Could go in shunra shinra. So if you thought about a cat. Cat is a shunra, so that's connected to the Aramaic word shinra, which are the teeth. So it could be the word association. That's how dreams work. One thing triggers another thought. Ayin sham b'gemara. Okay, Vov, Sif Vov. Hamisane b'Shabbos oime anenu. So if a person fasts on Shabbos, we said yesterday he doesn't say anenu properly as a standalone bracha, but he can slip it in at the end of Hishman Esra. Achash siyum tfilasoi b'loi chasima without a bracha. And you can just throw it in the Kainetzar. And you add in that paragraph as well. It says the Mishvura Achasim Tfilaso Hainu Koidim Yulerotson. That means before you say the Yulerotson. Kosva Achrenim to Mutalem. So if you look at 29, he actually spells it out. I think it was in this footnote. 29, where is that?
Yeah, on the page that you're learning.
22, 29.
Oh, it's at the bottom here.
No, on the top.
29.
He's here, yeah, sorry. Hanusha Omer La'achal Kanitzar, V'Kaidim Yuleratson. Yeah, Hasheni. Yeah, that's exactly as you said. Okay, good. Okay, so where are we? Yeah. Kosvu Achronim to Mutalema B'Shabbos Lekai Ashlem Netzartzi etc. Hirotzen. The Ein also shared Tzarcha Velekashmevakish Al Chayli Parnasa. And you're sort of expressing your distress on Shabbos. Avol Charota Avenas, but to say sorry for Averas the person has done, then Tov Lema B'Cholyom. That's good every day. Kivin She'ena B'Loshen Vidu is not really the expression of Vidu, so that would be okay. Good. Zion. Im Higdim Lechol Hu Oineg. I think this is talking about stam. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is talking about stam, the time of your Shabbos lunch. So let's see. If you want to eat early, that's an oineg for you. For example, you ate early on Friday night. For example, this time of year, it's the winter. and therefore you can eat on Friday night very early. Your Suda can be over by 6 o'clock, right? And therefore Shabbos morning you're hungry and you want to eat early, then yaktim, that's the oneg for you. Vim ha'achor oneg lo, but if you prefer to eat a bit later, that you ate late on a Friday night and your food hasn't digested, then ya'ache, you can push off Shabbos lunch a bit later. And so too, if a person eats a big lunch every day, Yishanim Shabbos, you can deviate a bit on Shabbos, because we want to make sure that it's for Shabbos. If you look at the Mishnah Berurah, Yishanim Shabbos kadesh minkar shehu lekavod Shabbos. That it should be very clear that this meal is not just like a regular meal, and it should be lekavod Shabbos. He says in the footnote a very relevant point. The Orach writes, "V'mishanes mokem hasuda lemokem noeh." Yoseh, you eat in the dining room, not in the kitchen. Mokem sudas v'yosachol. Mishtamish bekelim Yoseh yikarim. You use Shabbos kafes. You use nicer kelim, dishes and crockery and cutlery. Me'elu shemishhtamish b'hem b'mizachol. Then kosva Orach HaShulchan shenechshev gam kein keheke she'oseh kein lekavod Shabbos. So it's not just the timing of the meal, but it's also the place and the kelim that you use. But don't delay it too long, and he writes in the footnote, certainly not after Chatzos, Sheirah b'Shabbos. Because it's not appropriate to be hungry on Shabbos. I think that's pshat in this mechaber. Why exactly it's here in the middle of Tanis and Tanis Chalom? I guess because it's talking about fasting and pushing it off. Maybe, not 100% sure. Okay, Ches. Ein misanin al shum tzara me'atzaras klal. You're not allowed to fast generally on Shabbos for difficult situations. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Ches al shum tzara hainu afilu al oisin shemevu b'somuch b'shezoakin mechanalov alehen, which is the next sif. We talk about certain there are very bad situations that you can fast for. But me'atzaras k'sheyesh me'urav v'tzarech adam l'rachem mutar levakish lipal aponav b'yochid. So individually to cry out, that would be okay. But generally speaking, ein misanin, you don't fast on difficult situations. You can cry out, but not to fast. Now, when can you do that? So we'll see. Says Siftes, ein tzarkin lemasrin boy al shum tzara. You shouldn't just cry out or be takea, blow shofar, chutz mitzar hamazonis shetzakim aleha, except for the following. Tzaras hamazonis shetzakim aleha b'peh, b'Shabbos v'lo b'shofar. If there's a famine or something like that, then you can cry out but not use a shofar. V'chein ir shekufu anosin a nahar, or a village is surrounded by bandits, or by a river which is overflowing or something, or sfina hamuturefes bayom, or a ship which is sinking in distress in the sea. V'afilu al yochit hanidav mipnei goyim, a person is being chased, a listim, a ruach ra, or bandits, or ruach ra, which we'll see what that means. Zakin or mischanin b'tfilas b'Shabbos, that you can shout out for. Avol ein token, but even for those you shouldn't be tokeah. Elim kain token lekabet toam lazar la'achehem lahatzilam, unless you're calling for help, that would be okay. Okay, now there's no Mishnah Berurah on that, but Yud nirdaf mipnei ruach ra. If a person is being pursued because of an evil spirit, she'omru lav dafka is lav dafka an evil spirit. Duadin lechol choyle sheish v'sakonos hayoim zoakin mischaninin. We can call out in tefillah for a person who is very unwell, whether he's got an evil spirit or whether he's just very sick. That you can cry out and you can daven for cholim who have got sakona on Shabbos. And you can make a mishaberich for that person in the normal way on Shabbos. Says the Mishnah Berurah of Zayin, and the guy is running around like a crazy person. He could fall into a river, he could fall and die. He adds in 34, he potentially could commit suicide. So in those situations you can intervene. Okay. But if there's no imminent danger to life, then you shouldn't say the regular tefillahs of Mishaberach. You say Shabbos which we spoke about. If a lady is makasha leiled, she's having difficulty in giving birth, that's considered a life-threatening situation. And so too a woman who's given birth and she's still in the first week and she's recovering, and therefore you can daven and say the regular Mishaberach. So that's the end of this simon to avoid Tanis and the hetzer of Tanis Chaloim on Shabbos.